that I was playing has now made it out of beta into like official D&D content. So the character is basically the same. I went ahead and updated it based on what's now the official.
Nice.
There's a few subtle changes, but not much to it. So I'll just kind of, when the moment comes, I'll explain.
So you've gone canon on us. That's good.
Yeah.
You got.
It's
been a fun character.
Yeah.
I probably should be on my third character. After
I was gonna say the crocodile.
Jaws.
You know,
it'd be
it's
totally
funny.
fine if I was on a third character.
I like Gimner though. I like Django too, for that matter. But you know, some dungeon masters have more of a reputation for just knocking them out of the park than others. And
murderer.
That shall remain nameless. I'm not sure if my finger is pointing to the right window here, but let the record show that it's not Patrick, Mark, Connor, or me.
Where do I point down? I got to get my screen right.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I don't know if Daniel even heard that. You probably did. He just ignored us.
No, I actually didn't hear it.
Oh no!
No, if you can start over. 3, 2, 1.
No, we're good. You can watch the recording back and watch us throw you. You can watch us throw you under the bus on the recording.
Thumbs down, thumbs up.
No, I was thinking about the crocodile, and I was like, you know, really what they do is they do hold their prey and then drown them. You know, do that death roll thing under the water. They don't keep gnawing on them. You know, it's not like they're not like a tiger that just takes big chunks out. So they just kind of hold you and then drown you. So I thought maybe it just hung on to you, and then you know you're amphibious anyway, so it probably would have been hard to drown you anyhow. So anyway, look, I'm glad Gimner's still here. Let's put it that way. He seems like a cool little grung. I think he's a grung, right?
He's one grung above.
All right, so let's see, just some memory. I got the PowerPoint.
One of the new barbarian subclasses is so cool.
Ooh.
The wild magic barbarian.
Oh, really? Is this also from Tasha's?
Yeah.
Tasha's Cauldron of Everything?
Yep.
I haven't read it yet either. I almost, I saw that Wizards of the Coast had their books all books on sale, but I didn't know if they were the online versions or the hardcover ones. I didn't buy it because
they usually do both.
Do they? Yeah. For like Cyber Monday, I think they had them all books for $19.99 or something like that. But you can read it all. We can read them. I think we have access through D&D Beyond too. That's really cool.
Yeah, we do.
All right, I'm gonna try to share this PowerPoint again to figure out where you guys were at.
Wild Magic Sorcerer was a lot of fun. I can only imagine what the Barbarian's gonna be like, mixing in some Barbarian with some Wild Magic.
Yeah, that'd be wild. I like that idea. Now, if I do this, do I lose the music? You guys lose the music?
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe there was a button to continue playing the music.
So I can still hear it in my speaker, in my ears. So let me see. What if I... New share, maybe? Advanced music. Oh, and then I lost the screen though. I know I did this once before.
There's like a checkbox somewhere.
So still no music for you guys, right?
No, music is playing.
Music is playing. Still?
No.
I don't know what I've done that music is no longer.
Here, let me look at the share screen thing real quick.
Okay, I need some tech support.
So.
Oh, there it is, down the bottom. I think I found it.
Computer sound. You got it.
Yep, I found it. Okay. Thank you. How about now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. When last we met, you all were deep in the woods on your way to the ruins of Harpshield Castle. You had dropped off Rule to head. He's heading back to Waterdeep, so you hope. And then you guys turned inland. And then as you turned inland, or sort of heading east, which is what the original prophecy suggested. Let's see if I can get my mouse to move. You happened upon this little shack in the woods, the lodge, kind of a rundown lodge, and you heard a damsel in distress. That what happened? That happened last time, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And then this was the really high fidelity map that we came up with right before that just kind of showed. Hey, it worked. So this was this was the map, and then you guys had that big battle, and then all of a sudden, as in the middle of it, she just disappeared. And this was night. It was nighttime. And then you all decided to take a long rest. I think Taz had busted the door down. Door jamb went smashing into pieces. So the door was ajar. And then, so you put the door kind of back in. There's some boxes you put in there. You shoved it up against there, and you guys decided to take a long rest here. And then I think you guys were keeping watch. I don't remember the keeping watch part. Who was keeping watch and who was resting? But is that where you all remember we left it off?
Yes. That's good.
Okay. All right. So it's nighttime, and if I do this, you guys, I'm assuming cannot see this. Is that right? You're still looking at the map.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do this. It's probably gonna go into ads, so bear with me. Sure. Not my ads. Well, maybe if I can figure out how to close this out. There we go. Yeah, there it goes. Ad in 3, 2, 1. At least YouTube's letting me know now when the ads are going to start playing. I've read that they're putting ads on everything. So if you've got it's a YouTube playlist. We just have to fast forward through those. So long rest. It's the middle of the night. A light rain is falling. Started in the middle of the night. Sort of a nice sort of gentle mist. The pitter patter of raindrops on the roof of this particular kind of worn down lodge. As you each are sort of rotating through your watch, I know 3 of you just need to take a 4-hour meditation. So I think probably Harlan, you're the only one that maybe just zonked out. Oh no, I forgot about Gimner. Do you have to take an 8
Gimner
hour?
needs 8 hours too.
Okay.
And he also needs at least 1 hour submerged in water every 24 hours, or he starts to feel a little exhausted.
A little parched. Okay. The crocodile was in the river as you guys were heading this way, ahead of leaving the river and heading deeper into the woods. So that would have been, we're probably getting close to 24 hours, maybe not quite, 18 hours ago when you were last in the river.
Okay.
You're probably feeling okay right now. But as the rain, kind of the mist is falling on the roof, it's still dark. Dawn has not yet begun to kind of emerge on the horizon. But you guys are kind of all the way through your long rest period or your meditation period. The sun is, you can barely start to see if you look out the windows, and you're in the woods, so it's kind of hard to see. A hint of light, and then from somewhere behind the building, kind of somewhere in this vicinity, you hear the roar, the unmistakable roar of an owl bear.
Yeah.
And what do you guys want to do?
We're in the house right now.
You're in the house.
Does the house have any windows?
It does.
Okay.
One of them has been busted out over here. Elisar busted through it,
Yes.
trying to get in.
Yes.
One is still glass, and there's windows on, kind of this side as well. The roar came from this vicinity.
Yeah, can I peek out of the windows?
Yeah. You peek out the windows. You can make an investigation check.
A 5.
Yeah, you're straining for any sense of movement or even any kind of location. You don't pick up on anything. From the other side of the house, you hear this old lady's voice, and you hear the shuffling kind of footsteps coming up the pathway. And she's saying, "Help me, help me." And then
Is
you
that
hear
voice
the owlbear
familiar?
again on the far side. Is that voice?
the old lady's voice familiar?
It is not at all familiar.
So it didn't sound like the ghost thing that we encountered previously.
It did not.
Okay.
And it definitely sounds like an old woman, sort of shuffling up the walkway towards the shack. "It's an owlbear! There's an owlbear in the woods! Please, let me in!" She's shuffling, getting closer and closer to the door.
Can I peer out of the door?
So you leave kind of this corner and then walk across here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see through the crack on the door a little old lady sort of hunched and just sort of shuffling up and with a panicked look on her face. She's about 20 feet from the door now. She's just sort of moving forward. And then you hear the owlbear again roar, this time a little closer to the back, but just outside into the wood line, into the tree line.
I'm just gonna call out of the building and just say, you just back up to the door and just stay there.
She goes, "Oh, please protect me from the owlbear. I don't want to be its feast." And she just kind of shuffles a little bit closer to the door.
No.
Kind of ignores your direction though, and it's kind of going still straight forward towards you.
Does the door swing in or swing out?
It swings both ways now that you've obliterated it. So it just
Yeah, I did obliterate it.
so it's sort of like a flopping door.
Givner says, "What's the password?"
And she goes, "It's an owlbear. Let me in, please." How about you, Harlan? What are you doing?
Don't ask me.
I'm just sitting in the back at the moment, kind of waiting to see how everything plays out.
The classic D&D move. Just gonna see how this plays out.
I know how it's gonna play out.
Do you care to hazard a guess?
I do. Yeah, Elisar is gonna let loose with a short arrow at the old lady's head.
All right, roll a hit, and then everybody roll initiative.
All right, it's 19 to hit plus 5, 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Do we have to all roll good characters for this campaign?
We did have to roll good characters. Roll for good characters.
Elisar's ring is suddenly getting very heavy.
It's gotten very, very heavy.
I don't know if my eyebrow can go any higher.
It's up there.
It's a total of 7 points of piercing damage.
So I see the old lady who's struggling to survive, and I just bury an arrow into her head. Just to sort of, that's the old put her out of her misery trick, right?
It might be a trap.
That's one way to find out.
That's how we determine crap
Might
around
be a
here.
murder and
We
hobo.
kill old ladies.
It's like, let's just see how she reacts to an arrow in the head. Is she still bad? Is she good with that? Is she okay with that? So, yeah. What was your damage?
7. Piercing.
7. Okay. Yeah. The arrow just, it grazes kind of the side of her head. It doesn't stick in it, she just sort of hunches over. And then, where are you, by the way? Let's go ahead and do the annotation thing here, because I'll tell you where the old lady is. She's kind of she came up the path, and she's like right at the door, right? This is kind of where she's at.
All right.
And here's the door. What was the door?
Yep. I'll be on the other side of it. I'll be close to her, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so she kind of grabs her head,
Mm.
and then just everybody roll initiative.
Gibner got a 20, not natural.
Okay.
Taz got an 8.
Okay.
And Harlan got a 12.
And 20 for LSR.
All right, Elisar and Gimner, you got 20s. Harlan was a what?
I got a
12.
12.
And then Taz, you're an 8.
Yes.
And so Gimner and Elisar, either of those natural 20s?
No.
Okay, what are your dex scores?
16 for LSR.
Okay.
20 for Gibner.
All right.
You
Gimner, you leapfrog over Elisar for that one.
Pardon the pun.
The old lady, she grabs her head and she looks up at you, Elisar, with this imploring look on her face. And she goes,
Grow up.
why would you tempt me? And she lunges at you with her claws,
I
trying
knew
to
that was
slash your face.
Yeah.
She's got, let's see. Ooh, that's a pretty good roll. 24 to hit.
Yeah. 20. That hits.
Okay. And she just
Okay.
slashes at you with these massive just claws emerge from her hand.
Yikes.
For a total of 14 points of slashing damage.
Ooh. All right. Ouch. All right. Yikes.
And after she slashes into you, she just screams out, "Leave my house!" And then it goes to you, Gimner.
Gibner says, he thinks the password was penguin. And I think that he thinks he's right.
What? Yeah. That was totally not the password. I'm with you.
And with that, he'll pull out, make a soul knife form in his hand. And he
Okay.
goes, but this is the password. Soul knife. As he
Soul knife.
stabs this
So nice.
deceitful old haggy looking thing.
All right.
And let's see.
Going down.
He got a 9.
A 9 does not hit.
And then he'll use his bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
And he'll back up to where he can get some space, maybe in that lower right corner. It's
Let's
sort
see.
of away from her and away from the window. And
Kind of over
away from
here?
where the bear sound is. If that's kind of away from the window, I don't remember.
Yeah,
what
the
window is.
windows. I should have drawn the windows. The windows are kind of right here, right here. Sorry for the poor. Here and here.
Is there a chimney in the house?
There's not. Let me just double check because I'm going to stay true to the drawing. I don't believe there is, but.
So
All
he'll
right.
probably just get more in the middle of that lower wall, away from the windows.
Yeah, there is. Looks like there might be a little chimney back there, actually.
All right, well then he'll kind of back up to where the chimney is to give himself some cover.
Okay, so think about the chimney being kind of in the middle of these two badly drawn windows. Here, let me just erase
Yeah,
that.
it's all good. He's
Okay.
like 30 inches tall, so he'll just sort of crouch up in the chimney.
Oh, well, I guess I won't erase it. Okay, so you're kind of backed up in there. Very good. Does that end your turn, Gimner?
Yes.
Okay, Elisar, you're up again.
Now the old lady's right next to me. I am going to.
Yes.
I'm
I'm gonna put you right here. I'll just draw a little diamond.
Yep, I'm gonna do an Eldritch Blast at her.
Okay. Is that a range?
It can go up to 120. I mean, I can basically slap it on her if I can reach
Okay.
her. I could take a hand each side of her face like Home Alone in reverse and just plop,
It's just
which would be.
Is that so? It doesn't blow back on you like an.
It should not.
Okay.
That's correct. But a 12 through 15 to hit.
That misses.
Oh darn it! All
So
right.
you just do one of these. Whew.
Yep.
Oh.
Zap.
Daniel.
I'm up, right?
No, Harlan is up. I thought you had perhaps an Eldritch Blast.
Nope.
Clarification.
Nope.
Okay, this is relaxing medieval music. I don't know why we're listening to relaxing medieval music. So let me just see if I can.
Non-relaxing.
Yeah, no, you're in the middle of wicked combat here. So let me see if I can find something else. This is pretty wild. I'd actually annotate on. I thought I could. I guess I can't. Here we go. Oh, I've had this one up before too. Let's see if it works this time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better. Okay, Harlan, you're up actually.
Harlan's gonna kind of go stand in the middle of the room,
All
and then
right.
he's gonna try to cast firebolt on this woman outside.
There you go.
All right, Harlan, I'm gonna put you as a waffle.
Okay.
Right here. It's actually not really a waffle. It looked like a waffle, but it's kind of just a transparent circle. And so you're gonna cast firebolt.
Yes. Ooh, that'd be a
Go for it.
23 to hit,
That will hit.
and then that'll be 6 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And then Harlan will end his turn there.
All right. So Taz, you've seen kind of Gimner just chunk these soul blades that missed. You know, she's still got the wound from the original arrow, but you see kind of Elisar just try to cast a spell and it misses. Harlan just launched some firebolts that miss, and you're just standing there with, I'm assuming, your glaive.
Yeah. So yellow circle is Harlan.
Correct.
Green circle is Gibner.
Gibner is actually no longer the green circle. He is now hidden himself in kind of inside the fireplace.
Okay.
So Gimner, I'm going to draw you as kind of the rectangular see-through thing. Right
Cool.
there.
Purple is Elisar. Is the red X the
creature.
Okay.
The poor old woman you guys just attacked for no
Yeah.
reason. You're in her
She asked
house.
for it. No.
Yes, that's where they're at for right now. The red thing there is the door too. Sorry for the windows.
So I'm going to interject myself
Okay.
between Elisar and the old lady.
Nice.
Drew kind of an arrow. It's a little
Yep, I
tight.
see it.
And I am going to rage,
Rage away.
and I will swing my glaive once. That is 15 to hit.
Okay, the 15 misses.
All right, that'll do it.
Swing and a miss. Now that you're right in front of her now. She sees you, and she'll just try to claw your eyes out.
No, that's all.
Okay.
You know, she's just like, no, you're in my way. I'm clawing your eyes out. You're gonna give that a shot. Wow. Hot dice over here, guys. Hot dice. Just fair warning. It's a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. 11 points of eyeball slashing damage.
Okay. Eyeball slightly 6 because of rage.
Okay. That'll end her turn. And it goes to Gimner.
Does Gimner have a clear shot with his soul blades as a ranged weapon, or should he maneuver?
I think you've got I think all 3 of your compatriots are betwixt you and the creature at this point.
Okay, I'm going to move to the north. Let's see, how many feet is it? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so I'm going to move, I guess, just next to the diamond so I can maintain my angle and launch a soul blade from there.
The door, Taz, just backtrack. Well, you know what? The door's probably wide open now because she lunged in. In fact, she might actually be, because she lunged in. So she's probably more like here. And you're probably more like here.
Okay.
Taz. So kind of inside the room now. Or she's kind of right in the door jamb where she went after Elisar. And then she went after you as you kind of wedged your way in between the two of them. So, Gimner, does that still work for you for Soul Blades? Looks like it does.
Yeah, okay, sure. Sounds good. If there's a spot where he can get to have a line of sight, he'll launch a Soul Blade.
Yep, you might have to kind of put a little English on it.
English coming up. Okay, 18.
That hits.
All right. All right, I got 7 points of damage from the Psychic Blade, and since we've got an ally within 5 feet,
okay,
let me do the sneak attack. I'm using the digital dice, so give me just a moment here. Got to get to the right screen.
No problem.
There it is. Okay, and additional 5 points for sneak attack.
Nice. And by the way, I should point out, she does look like just dear old grandma, you know, like baking fresh bread, the basket of, you know, goodies, cookies, and just a shawl, like an Afghan, gray hair up in a bun, little grandma glasses, like Mrs. Claus. Just so you're just beating up Mrs. Claus, just so you guys know.
I'm okay with that.
Just want to give you that image. But now Mrs. Claus has got that big cut, you know, cut from the arrow, and then she's got all this other stuff going on. And she's every time you hit her, she whimpers like a little old lady. She, please stop hurting me. And that's let's see. That was your turn, Gimner. Elisar, you're up.
Eldritch blast to her face, just bam, right in it, just like trying to shove it down her throat.
So yeah. Taz is right in front of you. Do you step kind of around him?
Absolutely. Out of my way, amateur. Shoop, and then just bam.
Okay, so you kind of step here. All right.
Right down her gut. Big time. Just
go for it.
And it's +3. 21 to hit.
That hits.
All right. 1d10. 10.
10 points of damage?
Ooh. 10 points of magic face blasting down her throat. Bam.
Is that radiant damage? I know I ask this all the time. I can't remember.
You know what?
Force damage. So it's just a ka-thong, like you know, the swimming pool, just ka-thong.
Yep.
Big force. Yeah, her gray bun just frizzles, like her gray hair is just sort of, her bun's not hanging down, blood's dripping down her face. Her little old lady glasses are kind of cocked sideways. She's whimpering again. Why are you so mean to me? You're in my house. And then Harlan, you're up.
Arlen is gonna cast Firebolt again.
Now, is that what a scout would do? Would a scout do that to a
Yes.
little old lady like that? You're supposed to help her across the street.
I don't know.
After,
All right.
she's
after
kind
she-
of sus.
after yeah, kind of sus.
She's
Yeah.
a little.
Vote her out.
She's a little.
Yeah,
She's a little
kinda.
bit.
That'd be a 13 to hit.
13 misses.
No.
Okay, I'll end my turn there then.
So,
Alright then.
so what was that you just cast?
Firebolt.
Yeah, so you're probably trying to miss. Like, there's a lot of traffic right at the door. You zoom it, it's like it flies over and out into the kind of the wilderness out here. Taz, you're still right up in her grill, her little old lady grill.
I am going to recklessly attack. I forgot to last time.
Okay.
Roll with advantage. 23 to hit.
23 hits.
All right, so I will do 5 points of radiant damage
Okay.
and
Boom.
12 points of slashing damage.
Ooh. Yeah, he just cuts into her little old lady skin and just lights up. Give me 1 second here. All right, so it's her turn. She takes a bonus action and sort of hunches down and then looks up, and her face is just hideous. The little bun hair is gone. It's just this long, stringy, matted mess. She's got these dripping fangs, just blood and saliva falling out of her mouth. Nose is crooked. Her eyes are like this sickly green. Her skin is sickly green and just looks rotted and just mottled.
She sounds like Mrs. Grinch, not Mrs.
And she says in a completely ethereal and just otherworldly hissing voice, I said, this is my house. And then she just lunges at you, LSR, since you're kind of right up there next to.
Oh, when she attacks somebody within 5 feet of me,
Yeah.
I use my sentinel attack.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you got it.
That's a great ability.
That is.
I missed.
Okay.
Oh, it was
You-
a great ability.
You're like, oh man, she's ugly.
What else am I going to use my reaction on?
All right, coming at you, LSR.
Yep.
Let's see. 23
Ooh.
to hit.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Again, just with his claws. I want your eyes. she
No, you
screamed.
can't have them. We're not done with them yet.
11 points of eyeball slashing damage.
Ouch. Okay.
She's, and
All right.
she looks completely creepy at this point.
Ew.
And she's had her bonus action. She's turned back to her original form. And it's Gimner, your turn.
Does she appear to be bloodied at this point?
It's difficult to say the damage that she's taken other than the glaive. I mean, the radiant damage and the force damage. It's can't really tell what it's doing to her. She looks a little crispy, a little singed. She definitely has a big cut from the glaive and then the arrow as well. So bloodied as much as you can kind of tell, but still, she looks like she's still hungry for flesh.
Gotcha. Okay. And is Gibner still hearing the owl bear off in the distance?
You do not hear the owl bear anymore.
Okay. Yeah, so Gibner will let another soul blade fly.
Okay,
Let's see here. 17.
that hits.
Oh, good one. Okay. 11 points of psychic blade damage.
Okay.
And then 7 points of sneak attack.
7.
Good rolls. Then he'll use the bonus action disengage. Well, I guess actually he's not with it. He would maybe bonus action hide in the shadows and kind of look out the window at the flank and look back at the door.
Just kind of going back to maybe back into this space here.
Maybe that. Oh yeah, sure, that'd be fine.
Okay, between maybe to the windows, or maybe looking halfway out the window just to kind of see what's out there.
Yeah, sounds fine.
Okay. Elisar, you're up.
Eldritch Blast again. The old lady. I'm just gonna keep on.
Go for it.
+3, it'll be 14. So not good.
14 misses.
Yep.
Now, is that a spell or is that a?
There was a cantrip, so yeah, it's.
Oh, you just keep using it. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah. So just again, I mean, there's a lot going on. Her hair is now flying everywhere, kind of into people's faces. Kind of blood starting to spray around as well. So kind of a big fog of war scenario here at the front door. And Harlan, you're up. And you're kind of seeing all this play out as well.
All right. This time Harlan is going to try to cast Witch Bolt on her.
Go for it.
23 to hit again.
That definitely hits.
And then that will be, let's see here, 12 points of lightning damage.
So describe what Witch Bolt looks like as it goes into a creature.
So out of like my kind of like stick I use,
Mm-hmm.
there's like a kind of blue beam and it kind of goes into her.
Okay.
And then all of her veins kind of turn like bluish purplish for a second and then like kind of like stops.
Well, and this time it doesn't stop. Feel free to describe what Witch Bolt does
Yeah.
as the veins begin to turn blue and purple.
But yeah, as it turns like blue and purple, she kind of like shivers and like falls to the floor after that.
She just collapses on the ground, the blue veins pulsing in her arms. And as she kind of looks and turns and just scowls at you with a hideous look on her face as the light goes out behind her hag eyes. And now you guys have a lodge all to yourself. You
Nice.
move in, set up shop. Do like camp, kind of lead hunting expeditions and camping expeditions from here. Yeah, she's just collapsed on the floor now. And you guys are just staring at her.
I'm gonna decapitate her.
Yeah. I can get behind that 100%. Go. Do it.
With your glaive?
I dare you. Go ahead. Do it. A double dog dare you.
I think.
With my glaive.
Okay. Yeah, you're. She's not moving or anything, so it's a pretty clean, straightforward shot. Still roll a d20, but it's much. You don't have to get through armor class or anything on this one.
+10.
Since I'm still raging,
Yeah.
can I recklessly attack?
Yes.
You can. It actually makes a little more sense, actually.
Hack. Nat 20.
Yeah.
It was a 20 total.
Okay. Yeah. That is not a problem. You're able to easily separate her noggin from the rest of her body. And she'd already sort of turned back into her true form. But now that you guys are kind of still here, the sun is definitely up. The rain has not ceased, so it's difficult to see that it's actually sunny. It's sort of, can't really tell what time of the morning it is, but there's a dim light now outside the cabin, and it's quite quiet now, other than the sound of the rain again. You guys are all kind of still here. No noise coming from her. Do you guys want to look around outside? Look at the owlbear? Just get on your way?
What do you think, guys? I could use a little bit of a rest.
Oh, we just woke up.
Somebody got their eyes scratched out and some others didn't.
I'm gonna let the blood speak for itself. But hello.
Are you the only one that got bloodied on this one? Did Taz?
Yeah,
I got hit, but it wasn't very
Bad.
much.
Okay.
Yeah, I took two pretty big blows. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's up to you guys. Whoop.
We'll keep on going. I'm fine.
Okay. So you guys have sort of rested. You've been revisited again by the occupant of this cabin. I'll go back so you can kind of see. And let me delete I thought I could clearly annotation. I can. They're all drawings. Very cool. One of these days I'm going to learn all the. As soon as I learn everything, I'm going to lose my subscription. That'll be.
Yeah, you go.
Maybe we'll get to play in person again by then. So fingers crossed. Who has the map?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Check my inventory.
I don't know.
I don't
Did
think
you guys
I have.
leave the map?
Harlan? You think? I don't remember who, but
I don't know. I'll check.
you're kind of scholarly.
Yeah, I
Gallery.
don't have the map. I've got some stuff, but not a map.
So, I mean, you would have looked at the map and would have noticed that somewhere to the east lies the ruins of the castle that you guys are. I can't get the name of it. I've forgotten it already. Let me see. Oh, Harpshield. The ruins of Harpshield Castle. That's where you're going to kind of try to see if you could rendezvous with the Griffin Rider, assuming that Rule made it back to Waterdeep, was able to get that procured. You know that it's probably 20 more miles east. You're not exactly sure where it is. There is a trail that you guys are able to kind of find. Kind of heading east. Could be a game trail, could be an owlbear trail, could be who knows what, but you're welcome to kind of start taking that trail east to see if you can get to where it is.
How are our rings doing? They were feeling kind of heavy back at the Flotation Estate.
Yep. As you start heading east, they still feel a little on the heavy side. They're not quite as heavy as they were when you were down at Flotation Estate, which was a pretty fair distance away. As you started heading back north, they got a little lighter, but as you start turning east again here, and as you kind of went upriver, they've gotten heavier again. They're probably back up to about 2 pounds on your hands.
Guys, I'm noticing a trend that the further we seem to move away from Waterdeep, the heavier our rings seem to be getting.
Yep, I agree. Weird, huh?
Everybody agrees that that's what's happening with their rings? I'm sure
Yeah.
you do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just an annoyance at this point. You guys are all pretty strong, I think, and able to kind of handle it. But as the sun comes up on this new day, and after sort of the adrenaline from the revisitation of the hag begins to ebb, you kind of feel the weight again. It's noticeable. It's not, it's not hurting. It's just sort of like, that's heavy, but not bothering you.
Maybe it's a sign we should go back to Waterdeep.
Yeah, that could be something.
Maybe.
You have a choice. You can continue east into the wilderness or head back to the tradeway.
Whew.
I mean, I'll leave it up to you guys. I mean, I'm fine going back to Waterdeep. It just seems like it's so far backwards.
We've come this far. Why not go a little bit more east before we turn tailing back home? Does that make sense or no? I mean, somebody
Sure.
we need someone strong here, and I'm not that dude.
Maybe we could meet up with the Griffin Riders and just make sure everything's okay at Waterdeep. So, do they have any news of anything that's happened back there?
Sounds
how
like a
how do we go
plan.
about doing that?
I mean,
They're
just
flying
so
to a
many
castle, I believe.
And if we head back and our rings keep getting heavier, and we
Yeah,
don't really
just-
know a timeline on this mission.
The when you guys left Rule to head as he was heading back up the tradeway back to Waterdeep, I don't know if it was Gimner. I guess it was Gimner at that point. I think I can't remember if it was Janko. I think it was Gimner. I don't remember when Janko died.
It was Gimner.
It was Gimner. Yeah, had floated the idea of having a Griffin Rider fly back to a landmark with a more detailed map that you guys were promised way back at the Temple of Selyun, a more detailed map that might take you to, the Dragon's Pine Mountains or wherever that was that they were feeling like this darkness was emanating from, they being the clerics at the Temple of Selyun. And so Rule was going to go all the way back to Waterdeep, see if he could talk to somebody at the temple, convince them that he knew you guys well enough, and then commission a Griffin Rider to fly that map, if in fact they'd gotten one for you, back to the ruins at Harpshield. Now, what you guys didn't decide on is when would that Griffin Rider meet you there? I don't think. I mean, we could sort of step out of the game and say give it like a fortnight or a 10-day, perhaps a 10-day to get for you guys to get there. So you could meet him there at the ruins in a 10-day and see what happens, and that put a little time box on it. And that maybe if he shows up, then you got a map that heads you further east. If he doesn't show up, then maybe you go back and figure out why he didn't show up. But that's, just give the full backstory of where the ruins of Harpshield came from. But it's entirely up to you guys. So that's sort of that was one of the plans, and we could inject that sort of time box in there to make it more plausible that you're not just going to sit around twiddling your thumbs waiting for some Griffin Rider to show up.
Yeah, can we look at the idea of the map that we do have?
Sure. All right.
Okay, so
You're up here in this lodge area in the woods here.
yeah, we go to the ruins of Harpshield. What we originally needed to do was continue going east past the Flotian Estate, right on that tradeway.
Down here.
So even if we go to the ruins of Harpshield, if the Dragon Rider doesn't come, or the Griffin Rider doesn't come to the ruins of Harpshield, we could still just make our way southeast, connect back onto that trade route, and we're headed exactly where we needed to go anyways.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because if we go all the way back to Waterdeep, I mean, it's at least
It's days.
Yeah.
It's
10 days
days.
of travel.
Yeah. Yeah, this was actually the Troll Bridge. This is the main bridge. I think this big dot here is Waterdeep, if memory serves. But you guys have time. I mean, you're kind of sitting around the lot in this lodge, kind of talking over your options. Maybe someone sketched out their memory of the map maybe using the blood of the hag, whose body I assume is still in the floor next to you guys.
Probably.
Yeah. What are we gonna do with it?
Yeah, just it's just laying there now, but you can use some of
Gibner
that.
will drag it outside for the crows.
There you go. Nice. Good job. Gibner, you're able to do that pretty easily. And when you grab like whatever limb it is that you grab to drag the hag out, her skin is like, it reminds you of the crocodile, the skin that you just felt. I mean, it's that coarse.
Gross.
Yeah. she needs a lotion badly. So what did you guys decide? You
Puts the lotion on it.
Yeah, mid-morning, plenty of time. I think I heard votes to go, keep kind of trying to find your way east. It's almost due east, if your memory serves.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would like to do.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep. I'm with you.
Yep.
Harlan?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, onward and onward. No short rest. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think LSR will be fine.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Okay. Yeah, you guys start trudging your way, through the wilderness. It's a fairly thick forest that you're in. It's not unlike the forest that you guys went through on the way to the Flotian Estates. It's dark. It's still rainy, misty. It's getting chillier as the seasons have you're in the equivalent of autumn, I guess. And it's cold. Rain's falling. But you make it through the woods. You're kind of tracking this game trail, and as far as you all can tell, you're still doing a pretty good job of heading east. Without any real issues. Let me stop sharing real quick so I can see something before I don't want to give away anything. Yeah. Okay. It's probably been about 8 hours, getting dark again. Do you guys want to keep going or make camp?
I'm
How long has it been?
About 8 hours. It's getting dark though. It's probably like 4 or 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. Early evening.
We could push on for a couple more hours.
Okay. Yeah, you guys.
Okay with that.
The terrain begins to get hilly as you guys push on. It's still forested, but you can tell you're starting to go kind of up and down some sort of sloping hills, almost like foothills. Suddenly, kind of in front of you, the trail gets pretty well defined. Give me 1 second here. And sort of a hill begins to kind of rise in front of you as you kind of are making your way through the Ardeep Forest. And the trees begin to get a little less thick, gets a little more grassy around you. And you see in front of you, and I'll share this. Actually, I don't want to share that one. Let me switch back real quick. I don't want to give away too much. Kind of almost like a groomed set of, it's not really a fence, but it's a circular kind of partition, if you will, that's almost terrace-like that you come upon as you're emerging from the woods, and you see in the distance a pretty open-looking hill. You don't see anything on it. Still forward?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of move through the first terrace and start slowly making your way up the hill from the west. And then at the top kind of at the very top of the hill, you look to see what looks like some sort of a structure.
A small structure, or
From the distance that you're at now, you're probably, let's say, 1,500 feet away. So it looks like it's a fairly sizable stone structure. You can just kind of see the top. It's a little bit of a optical illusion because it looks like it's just sticking out of the ground.
Gibner, you've showed off that you're kind of sneaky. Maybe you could scout ahead a little bit.
Happy to.
All right, you guys
So
gonna
you'll,
hunker down and let Gibner scout?
Yeah.
Okay. Gibner, are you just being stealthy,
Yes.
or are you using any other devices that you've got?
Yeah, sticking to the shadows.
Okay.
I don't remember if there's many trees in this area or not. It's gotten more hilly, but he's just a natural climber.
Okay.
And so if there's trees, he'll kind of stick to the trees and move forward. If not, he'll sort of stick to the shadows and make his way forward by moonlight.
Yeah, as you kind of sneak forward, and just roll a stealth check for me.
Okay.
And I had a map queued up, and I realized that it gives some things away. So that's why we're just talking through it right now.
Oh, good roll. 28.
Oh yeah, you just melt into the surrounding forest, and you kind of make your way all the way up to, as you're still climbing the hill, you're kind of in the tree line. The tree line sort of ends, and you see before you definitely a hill. The stone structure looks to be looks like a tower, frankly, like a dilapidated tower of a castle. That's really all you can see unless you want to try climbing a tree and see if you can get a better vantage. You're looking uphill though, still from where you're at.
Okay. Do I notice any activity? I guess dilapidated. Do I see any people, any torch lights? Or do I hear any noises?
It's night, and you do see what looks like a fire, perhaps flickering. It's hard to see because you can't really see down, but there's a hint of light on the tower flickering. Just a hint. You really can't tell though.
Okay.
You don't hear
Do
anything.
I think if I get a little closer, I might be able to tell more?
Yeah, you can certainly try to get closer.
Yeah, I'll get a little closer. Try to investigate a little bit further in.
Okay. As you get closer in, you can see that it's definitely the ruins of a castle. You also can hear the gruntings of, what languages do you speak?
Yeah, give me 1 second here.
Can you guys hear Bella? She's barking, but she's way in the other room.
Efficiencies, there they are. Common,
Okay.
Draconic,
Okay.
Grung, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay. You don't understand what these sounds are that you're hearing, but you can hear a few utterings, gruntings, if you will, as you've gotten kind of quite close to the castle wall on the back side of the castle.
I'll slip back to the group and report what I found.
Okay. All right. So group, Gimner, I'm assuming you relay that you think that there's something there, right?
Yeah, definitely a presence. Not speaking common, a lot of grunting. So if I had to say, my guess is this is the abandoned castle we're looking for, and something else has moved in, probably much like the Flotian estate.
Was the language recognizable at all to you?
No, it wasn't.
It might have sounded somewhat familiar, some of the dialect, just based on what you just said. from, you didn't have a lot of conversation with anyone at Flotian Estate, but the tone was familiar in that regard.
Okay. And there we saw, was it orcs?
It was.
Possibly orcs.
In fact, it was Brogilda Goreflayer was the chiefess who had sort of moved into Flotian Estate. I'm going to go ahead and share this since you guys have now, you kind of made your approach to the west side of the ruins of the castle. So I thought this was cool. So you're going to get it, even though this is not exactly what the castle looks like. It's pretty darn cool. So
more great imagery.
I know, I love it. So there's far more towers here than the towers in the castle, but you can kind of imagine like this is the tower, it's the tallest structure. So as you're going uphill, maybe from the backside, that's what you saw in the distance as you're kind of moving up. But it's definitely dilapidated, much like this picture. Gibner, you might have noticed that while the stone looks ancient, there were some wood structures that had been built maybe on top of the stone at some point in time, and those two have collapsed, but there's still wood there. So it's, it's definitely gone through cycles of occupation over the centuries as it's been sort of sitting out here. And so as you guys are kind of approaching, you're kind of coming from this trail here. So this is another sort of terrace as you're kind of climbing this hill, and you can see you're facing a fairly solid wall as you kind of come up from the west. And it's probably dark. It's definitely dark now. It's probably 9-10 o'clock. You hear, as you've gotten closer to the castle now, you definitely can hear more kind of conversation. Quite a few shouts, grunts. From your vantage, you can't see what's going on, but it definitely sounds occupied.
Can you point on the map what wall we're approaching?
Yeah, you're coming from this side.
Okay. And about how tall are the walls?
There are various stages of fortification, but I want to say they're at least 10 feet. Let me just double check my background information here. I want to say they're at least 10 feet on the exterior. Just from the stone itself. Yeah, 10 foot high door. So the doors are 10 foot. So the walls themselves are even higher than that. So 20 feet walls, 10 foot doors.
Gibner, if I boost you up, do you think you could climb up to the top of the wall?
Yeah, I think I probably could.
All right.
I'll try to with Gibner stealthily get up to the side of the wall.
Okay. If I do this, are you guys still seeing just the Ruins of Harpshield, or are you looking at the rest of my PowerPoint presentation?
In your entire PowerPoint.
Okay, thank you for letting me know that. Now you're seeing just the ruins, right?
Now I'm seeing just the ruins.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second here. I gotta flip back to something else. I keep accidentally launching my email, which is getting on my nerves. It's like, no, I'm done with work, for crying out loud. I don't need to launch my email. This is what happens when I launch my email. It slows everything way down. Let me do this real quick. I muted myself. I'm trying to move something around, so give me just a sec. Okay, here we go. I got it. I think I got it figured out. What I want to do. Still just PowerPoint, or are you looking at my Excel file? I mean my Outlook files. Just PowerPoint.
It'd be a big gray box.
Okay,
that's
so
shadowed out over the ruins.
it's blocking you out then. Okay, so that's, I guess that's a good thing, but I don't want it to, I don't want to cover up everything that I'm doing here. Okay, give me 1 second. So I'm catching up to where I need to with the map. All right, so looking back at the map here, you've got these various structures here. You got kind of a trail that runs around it. You're coming up on this trail here. What section of the wall are you going to try to climb up?
Away from the campfire light and away from the grunting sounds.
So maybe kind of, you're going to kind of maybe follow the trail up this way. And now this is a door. Do you want to try this door, or do you want to try to climb up maybe this wall looking into some of these?
I'd like to scale a wall and be stealthy.
Okay.
Trying to sneak into a spot where I can get a vantage point to get to kind of survey what's going on inside.
Okay, yeah. So you've already rolled a stealth roll, which was excellent. I think you're still probably stealthy. Let's see if you just make an acrobatics check. And then Taz, how much do you weigh, Gimner? You're not that heavy, are you?
30 pounds.
Yeah, you're not heavy
And
at all.
Groans
He's
have a
probably lighter than my
climbing speed of 25 feet. They have walking speed of 25 feet and a climbing speed of 25 feet.
Oh, so you can shimmy.
Yeah, so I probably just pick a wall, and that way I wouldn't risk coming in contact with
Okay.
with Taz, with my poisonous skin.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. So you just tell Taz, look, I got this. You try to shimmy up the wall.
Yeah.
And now as you're shimmying up the wall, is it this wall or this wall? North, the one or two? I do like the eye doctor.
Two's fine.
Two.
If that's kind of away from the grunts and away from the light he saw,
Yep.
2 would be fine.
Okay. Yeah. So you shimmy up. If I do this, do you see the gray box again? Or can
No.
you? Okay. You're still seeing the map.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Good. Yeah. So do you have to make are you able to climb without any, is it kind of a class feature that you can just
That's
climb?
really your call. So
Okay.
like if it was like a tree, he could just kind of, because they live in the treetops of
Okay.
Charles. But depending on the wall, if it's not like, if it's slick or smooth or whatever, there probably would need to be a skill involved.
Okay.
I'll
It is a
make
little,
the acrobatics.
it's so run down. I mean, there's lots of handholds, footholds. I mean, the rock is kind of collapsed in places, and it's not smooth. You're so good at climbing, you can actually shimmy up quite easily. And as you kind of peer over into the, you see it's a big open space. There are basically no more walls, save a handful of wooden structures built, looks like well afterwards, inside kind of this area. You do see a lot of movement around the fire. Definitely looks like the same creatures that you encountered at Flotian Estate. And it looks active. I mean, there's a small fire. There's some kind of talking, grunting going on with at least 3, as far as you can see, orcs sitting kind of near that fire. There's also quite a few tents that are erected there in the courtyard. And you don't know what's inside the tents, but there's quite a few of them.
Gotcha.
These are kind of all tents that you kind of see.
And the campfire is right in the middle.
Yep. And that's really all you can see from where you're at. The wall that you scaled is, as you look down, if you look kind of down, it is just rubble, lots of kind of debris.
So Gibner's got this psychic ability called Psychic Whispers, where he can speak telepathically with up to 2. It's changed a little bit now. Instead of rolling to see how many creatures, it's equal to your proficiency bonus.
Oh, cool.
And so as an action, he can choose up to 2 creatures that he can see and then talk telepathically with, as long as they each know a language if they don't share the same language.
Okay.
So what he wants to do is speak telepathically. I can't speak telepathically with all 3, Taz, Harlan, and Elisar. So I guess he'll just pick 2, Elisar and Harlan. So he's just sort of relaying telepathically what he sees and hearing any thoughts that they have. And he just says, "Hey, tell Taz what I'm kind of telling you."
I'll relate what I'm seeing to Taz. So we all know what's going on now.
As he's relaying that, are you guys on the main trail, Taz? Are you up here with Gimner, or are you kind of back here on the approach trail that you came through the
I kind of
forest?
snuck up to the wall with Gibner.
So you're kind of up here.
I'm probably gonna let me see if I could. If I go to annotate and click on mouse, can you see my mouse?
I cannot.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly draw a little.
Oh, I see that.
There, in this little nook here.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of just crouch down there and stay hidden.
Okay. As you're sort of crouching, Harlan and Elisar, are you guys off this approach trail here, or are you kind of out on the main trail?
I'm kind of close to the walls, just kind of keeping low at the moment.
Yeah.
Up next to the castle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree to that. I'm kind of with Harlan on that.
Okay. As you guys are sort of huddling here, you hear footsteps coming around the corner. You hear them sort of getting louder, and you hear some talking, some grunting.
Hear something.
I do. I hear somebody singing.
The YouTube playlist.
It is. It is.
It's awful.
Nice. So
I'm not convinced that's just the YouTube. We know that it's royalty free. That's the good news. Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna get DMCA'd by a video of a dying goat.
that's right.
Exactly. Yeah, you hear the footsteps. You hear that's Orcish.
They're Klingons.
Yeah, Mukla, live long. All right, I need. What are you, Elisar and Harlan? You hear the footsteps. What are you guys doing as you're huddling against this wall? Are you hiding, or what are you gonna do?
I would like to try to hide.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hide too.
Okay, so if you're trying to hide, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that a stealth check?
I think so.
I would think so.
Yeah, you both need to roll stealth checks, please. See if your hiding is. Let's see. Oh yeah, dexterity, stealth check, and attempt to become hidden.
Harlan got a 19.
Go for it. All right, Elisar?
13 for Elisar.
Was I good in that little nook, or do I need to as well?
Right now, I think you're good. These are 10-foot squares, so you're fairly, 10, 20, 30, 40. You're a pretty good ways away still at this point. They're just literally rounding the corner here on patrol, and you two guys are here. 13 is good enough. They don't notice you, and they keep on the patrol. You guys just staying put there?
For now, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. They're walking this trail. 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. Now, Taz, I need you to make a stealth check.
I have no idea what this is.
That's Taz Cupid. And let me know what you roll.
You said stealth, right?
Stealth, yes.
Stealth it is. 22.
You just melt. And you're fairly exposed, Gimner, on the wall itself. Because you did not come back down again, is that correct?
No, yeah, I climbed up to the top and was just trying to hide and survey what was going on inside the castle.
So
You're just laying down flat.
You're like just laying flat, just like on top of the wall. So roll stealth, but roll with advantage because you're just trying. You're like, number one, you look like you might just be a large frog anyway.
Okay.
With like a hat.
Speed bump. Yeah.
14.
14's that's with advantage.
Oh no, actually that's not with advantage. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this one's much better. 24.
That's what I figured. Yeah, I figured
That's
just sort of flatten yourself into the wall. So yeah,
that's our frog.
They're completely. So the orcs kind of keep rounding the corner. They kind of look at the gate, turn around, look out into the forest, out to the east. One of them plops down, pulls out a flask. He's kind of sitting right underneath you, Gimner, and shows a flask to his compatriot there in arms, his orc in arms, and takes a swig. You catch a whiff, Taz, of this putrid, it's like Robitussin meets tequila smelling liquid. I don't know where that came from, but that's pretty nasty.
At some point you had some bad tequila, didn't you?
Yeah, and some Robitussin. Yes. You take a swig, and they take a swig. He hands it to his buddy. They're kind of sitting down, and they're just sitting there, pulling on this flask of rancid-smelling liquid. You're kind of right next to them. You can stay hidden as they sort of milk their patrol and drink their Patron. That's not the right kind of tequila, but that's the good stuff. Yeah. But they're just kind of sitting there right now. You staying quiet, hidden?
How many orcs are there in total, Ryan?
You do not know.
Okay.
These are two that are on patrol. Gimner telepathically communicated at least, I think you saw 3, but there are also quite a few tents. So if you kind of do the math, that's more tents than orcs.
Could I attempt to use my glaive to hook onto the top of the wall and climb up real quick?
You certainly can try that. Yes,
why
could.
not? Right?
You could certainly try that. I think that's going to be. So you got to do a couple of things. You got to do either athletics or acrobatics to try to just hook and pull.
Yeah. I'm doing athletics
while being stealthy.
21. Do I have to re-roll stealth?
With this move, you're not just hiding now.
Okay.
So yeah, you're gonna have to re-roll.
21 to athletics.
Okay. So you definitely got that part. You're definitely able to hoist yourself.
And then 18 to stealth.
Stick the landing. Stick it.
Nice. Yeah, you just sort of Legolas style, gonna just whip out around and just shimmy up on top of the wall.
And as soon as I get up there, I'll go flat.
Okay, just lay. You're flat. You're good. In fact, one of the orcs takes a pull and then kind of looks around and shakes his head and looks at the drink, hands it to his buddy. They take another pull and he elbows him, and they get up.
Hey, so while the orcs are doing this, Gimner is going to give a wise smile to Taz to kind of be like a wink. This, hey, watch this. So since these orcs are right beneath Gimner,
They
and
are.
they've got their flask out.
Yes.
Givner's
Oh.
gonna hold his hand over the wall a little bit. He's gonna let some poison drip
Drop
off
some
his
poison.
fingertip and see if he can get it to land in their flask. When they swig it, they might get a little bit of the poison.
Roll, make it like it's an attack roll,
Maybe it's
and
hand. I don't know.
well, it's gravity, so you can just let it. You're
Yeah.
just trying to drop it down.
Yeah, attack or whatever you would like.
Well, let's see. No, you're not really. It's not really about their armor. I think maybe you're right. Let's do sleight of hand, and just see it with disadvantage, because that's
Okay,
and I've
fair
got
enough.
the DC in my head.
Okay, so the first roll is a 10,
Okay.
and the second roll, 21, so 10.
So 10. So you stick your little frog hand out as they're sort of, and the drop just drops right on top of his arm as he's got the flask out. And he just looks at it, and he looks up. I'm assuming you pulled your hand back already.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And in Orcish, it's like, rah, 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 but he's really saying, darn bats. And he licks it off of his arm. He didn't say darn. I had to make it PG just for the audience. for the YouTube audience, their delicate ears. So he goes, ah, he licks it, and he goes, ah, he chases it with more of the drink. But he doesn't feel so good after he licks it. And I'm assuming he's now poisoned. Not that he has anything to do with that, but he's already kind of a little poisoned anyways from the tequila. He just shakes it, takes another swig, elbows his buddy again, and they get up and just start weaving a little bit, but he
would get like a saving throw too.
Oh, would he? Let's see if he does that. Yeah, he made the saving throw. So maybe he's just the tequila just sort of washed it out of him, or whatever, the Orcish tequila, Robitussin tequila, washed it out of his mouth. And they start making their way back down the trail here, just kind of back on patrol. They stop here at this intersection, and one of them sort of looks at the ground, kneels down on one knee, touches the ground, kind of looks out into the woods. Can't tell really what he's looking at. It's dark. Do orcs have dark vision? They do, yeah. It's dark. Who else has dark vision besides the orcs? All the elves do here, right?
I do not.
Yeah.
So
No.
just Taz and Elisar then, right?
Yeah.
We'll relay it, yeah.
Yeah, they're looking out in the woods, and they just kind of, again, they're orcs. They're not looking necessarily for anything spectacular, so they're just stand back up again, sniff the air. The tequila Robitussin smell is sort of overwhelming their senses anyways, and they just round the corner again. One of them looks almost directly at you, Harlan. Looks like he's looking right at your eyes as he rounds the corner. But
All right.
just staring, and then he just looks back forward again and continues walking around. So they're now, their footsteps are getting faint and they're out of sight. And now 2 of you are down here. 2 of you are up top, way up here. What's next?
Was there any orcs on the inside of the walls?
At least 3 from what Gimner saw. And now that you can see too, Taz, you can see there's multiple tents. You also have dark vision, although these are, like I said, 10-foot squares. So if you're up on this section here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, you can see these tents. You can also see the flame, which is obvious. You really can't see much beyond the flame. But you can see these tents here kind of near to you. And you do hear movement and hear voices and see movement. Just difficult to count, but you see some movement here in these tents.
So, can I move stealthily to like this point of the wall?
Like across the top of the the wall itself?
Yeah. I want to move. Like I'll slowly like belly crawl my way over to here.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like within a range where I could toss something on top of the tents.
Okay. Yeah, you're definitely able to belly crawl your way that way. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna stop video and put myself on mute. I gotta answer this real quick. So you guys can sort of contemplate. You're able to belly crawl your way to here really unnoticed, but I'll be right back.
All right, guys. So what do you think? I mean,
I'm gonna try to light these tents up with a torch.
all right. And then just
maybe
go ahead and maybe start
maybe you
taking
could
them
drop
off.
a rope down for the rest of us can climb up or something.
I don't have a rope anymore. We used it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, we all used all of our rope, didn't we?
Yeah.
Gibner has one. I don't remember if we used it as well. We probably did for the raft.
We're there for the raft when we
Yeah,
had
we
to
probably did.
So
So are we looking to take these guys on directly or snipe as they come out of the tents? So we kind of get the drop on them, or what are you thinking?
me and Gibner I have a couple javelins. I could throw some javelins down at them. Gibner doesn't need anything to attack from a distance.
I can go 60 feet.
So,
I can go 120.
well, you're going to have to get up on this wall.
Yep.
Or you could try to go in through that front door.
Yeah, I may try to hit up on the wall to have the higher ground.
Yeah. We could try sticking all the way around and go through that kind of rubble, like the southeast, I think.
You want to try that, Harlan?
Yeah, we could try just being stealthy, hopefully.
And just maybe kind of sprint over on that trail and go into the rubble. That's fine. Yeah, we can do that.
I need to go on mute more often and get off video. You guys like, yeah, that's a great plan. I just need to get out of the way.
Well, you guys don't forget that the orcs that were patrolling were on this pathway.
Yep.
Are you talking to them from up here, like down on top of this, like when you belly crawled to right here?
Oh,
Gibner has that telepathic link.
Yeah.
So
how far? Is there a distance limitation on it?
There is. I think it's 1 mile.
Oh yeah, you got it good. That's no problem then.
So I
So
guess
Gibner's sort of relaying, hey, I see Taz moving over.
Okay.
I think he's getting a torch out. I think he may be wanting to light the tent on fire.
Oh, this tent right here?
this one right here.
Yeah, okay.
And so Gibner is going to follow Taz, but not stay right next to him. He'll probably go about maybe keep going, a little further right there. He'll probably stay somewhere on that U.
Okay.
For that, if he gets noticed, they look that way. Gibner could still be in the flank to surprise him from a different direction.
Okay. Okay.
And he'll just kind of stay stealthy and low and have the ready. And I think the other two guys are going to try to get in another flanking position from the rubble.
So you're going to go underneath this little
LSR and Harlan
archway.
We're going to be trying to book under there to get to that rubble.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys are you being stealthy as you're running?
As best we can be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, this is sort of just like
I can give Taz the hold symbol.
Okay.
But he stays at the ready to give the other guys, because I'm talking to the other two, and Taz and I can see each other.
Yeah.
So I can give him the hold signal while the other two sort of talk to me telepathically until they kind of get in position.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of get to this section right here. Let me just double check and see what that is. I don't think it's a bridge. I think it actually juts. I think it's a structure that actually juts out that you have to go inside of. But let me just double check that. Okay. Doesn't look wooden. The description says it's wooden, but yeah, I think it's like it's kind of a little bridge, kind of a little walkway where the path goes underneath it. That's what we're
Okay.
gonna say. That's what we're gonna call it.
All right.
It's a kind of a little breezeway, if you will. Kind of connects this room. Well, where is it at? Kind of connects this room here. See the steps go
Yep.
down, kind of goes up and then back down again. So it's kind of a little breezeway. This
All
is
right.
a lot of this is wooden. These little areas in between here are kind of wooden, not really stone. So it's very thin, perhaps even just built later. So as you guys are sort of running, I just need to make sure that you're sort of stealthy as you're going. So let me know.
Yep, we're trying to be as stealthy as we can.
Yep. Roll stealth checks as you're running.
12, L-star.
And then that'll be let's see here. Ooh, an 8 for Harlan.
Yeah. So
We tried.
you try. Yeah. You guys are running, hunkered down. And then LSR, you look over and see Harlan just kick accidentally basically this big kind of chunk of old pig pen, like a pail,
Ooh.
full of like corn mush, and it just smashes and splashes.
Ah,
But
gross.
then it stops, and then you hear this ooga ooga.
No, run. We keep on going.
Running as fast as I can.
Back this way, back around the
No,
corner.
No.
We're gonna go forward. We're gonna book forward to get to the rubble. Except now we're not being stealthy. We're just running.
You're booking, and then as you book from outside this rubble, 2 orcs stand in the pathway and they're staring right at you.
All right, we got surprise. Maybe I don't know.
It's 7:45. Do you
I
want
think
to?
probably a good point.
I think so too. You're
Yeah.
facing off against these
This is
two.
fun.
You're facing off against these 2 orcs here. You guys are kind of underneath the bridge, and Taz, you're on top of the wall. Gimner, you're on top of the wall, and we'll pick up here next week to find out what
Nice.
happens. Are you able
Nice.
to speak your orcish way out of this, or or is it a throwdown, or what happens? So
Harlan, I'm thinking throwdown. Just letting you know.
Okay. That sounds
it's
good.
not. These aren't little old ladies.
Old
So
ladies beware.
awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I'll stop sharing. Looks like the dogs say it's a good time to wrap up too. Everybody's saying it's a good time.
Yep.
So glad everybody's doing great. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you guys next week.
Next
Next
week.
week.
All right.
Sounds good.
Excelsior. We'll see y'all later.
Excelsior.
Great job.
Thanks. Bye, guys.